both teams getting ready for tournament time. And for English, this is their last game of the season. They only schedule 18 games, and they'd like nothing better to finish at 500 with a win over the crosstown rival Glasgow.
Oh, no question. It would certainly give them a little boot on the way into the tournament. 15-3, John, let's face it, that's a great season from Lynn Classical. You know, if they can top it off with a win tonight, they end up their conference schedule anyways, you know, playing just having a real good year.
Swampscott, of course, has already clinched the tournament, and that's due to the ineligibilities of Salem. They forfeited those ball games. They were in first place. They would have won the conference. It would have been their 6th straight, but they had to forfeit the basketball games, and that put Swampscott in the driver's seat and put Classical in 2nd place. And it's getting ready for tournament time. Classical will go Division III, and I was looking at some rankings the other day, and they were rated like 6th or 7th in Division III, and they should do well in Division III.
Well, they were forced in Division III. They were forced in any division. They're a fine team, John. They're 15-3 in the Northeast Conference, and 2nd place is nothing to sneeze at.
Yep.
And 1 game out of 1st, by the way, actually, when you look at it, you know, but for 1 game in the end, they'd be tied for the conference lead.
Well, they could easily be in first place. Both of their games that they lost to Swampscott were 1-pointers, and 2 barn burners, you know, in both places. Galvin throws it up, can't hit it. Eaton throws it up, but he draws the foul. So Lewis Eaton, who was a relative of Stu Primus, who was a star here at Lynn Classical in 2 sports, will go to the foul line.
And we tend to use this word star quite a lot, but with Primus it certainly applies.
Well, that was sure a star of many stars when he played with that basketball team.
Club, yeah.
That was probably
best I've ever seen.
Yeah, the best I've ever seen too.
All right, go ahead.
Score is English has 2, and Lewis Eaton for Classical has 3, looking for 4.
And Lewis gives them a little more size up front than they started the season with, John.
Nice touch for the young man. He's going to be a real good one in the coming years. This is Quam Rocker being covered by Nisio Echeverria. Classical looking to double as soon as they can. Quam try to lay it down and get knocked out of bounds, and they're going to try and take Rocker out of the game, it looks like, John.
Yeah, but he made a nice penetration that time, John. He got all the way to the basket, and he did the unselfish thing to lay it down, and that's when the ball got knocked out of bounds.
Looks like they're putting a box and 1 on Rocker with Nisio.
Oh, nice block there.
Lewis Eaton.
Yeah, Mr. Eaton, young Mr. Eaton got up there pretty good that time, John.
Well, he does that very well. He's had games where he's had 6 or 7 of those. Jesus can't hit the shot. Eaton with the rebound. So Eaton the early force here and the early going for the Rams. Marcos Simon Fiala, who's having a real good year for Classical.
Yeah, Simon's a solid player.
If there's one thing both teams are lacking, John, it might be a bench.
Why? What are they sitting on? Oh, I know what you mean. I'm sorry.
Simi Anderson to Jesus, the fall away, no good.
Yeah, and the key word's there, John, fall away.
Yes, I was just about to say.
Now, that's the difference. That's right. That's a good call.
Yep.
And again, there was no fall away on that shot.
No,
that was taken strong to the basket.
And he forced the contact and drew the contact and goes to the free throw line. And
well, you're right, John. He did force it. It happened because of his momentum. But the problem is, you've got the defensive player up, off balance, and they're going to call that every time. I mean, that's an easy one.
But you hate to see a big guy fall away for 2 reasons. It's not a good shot. And secondly, he can't rebound if he missed. You saw Jesus missed the shot. It bounced deep, but he was falling backwards. It had no chance to go get a second attempt.
Well, I think the early block, might have predicated the fall away, but I agree with you, John. I think you keep taking it to the basket. You might put a couple of different moves on him, but you take it to the basket.
Well, that's been a problem with Jesus quite a bit. He likes to take that fall away.
Nice pass.
That's a nice shot. And that's a nice shot, too.
Yeah, just a nice play. Chapini penetrated and then got the easy one in the middle.
Marcos
throws
it up and in.
And there's the penetration the other way. It's amazing what penetration and going to the basket will do for you.
Jason Chapini. Rocker has it.
Good call. He got him on the arm.
Yeah, good call. He had a call because it was a turnover besides.
Yeah, you got to make that call.
Where was he going, Kevin? Right at you? Right? Going nowhere.
So, not a shooting foul. He was passing off. So Jason Cipini will put it in play. And a good defense.
I just tried to inbound it in a real tough spot that time.
Nice pass to Fialo.
Head up the whole way. Nice play.
So Marcos is one of the best in the Northeastern Conference for penetrating and dishing the ball off. And he's a good lesson for the kids at home to watch. He dribbles with his head up and sees the floor.
See, that's a nice post-up move. That time he spun towards the basket, took it up strong, and put it in.
Yeah, his momentum was taking him to the basket, so he squared up nicely and took it. So, you don't mind that when you follow through nicely.
No, nice shot.
This is Fialo going against White.
I think White got a piece of it.
Yeah, he certainly did.
Yeah.
10-6, Classical is on top. Simi gets tied up, gets it to Cipini for 3. No good. Tipped up again. Escalera battling. Knocked out of bounds by Escalera. Good action here between him and Calvin Johnson. The difference so far in the game is Classical has been to the foul line twice and made 4 free throws. And it's 10-6. Calvin threw it up and in. He's looking for the foul, I think, John, more than a basket.
Wow, that was a tough shot.
I think he thought a foul was going to be called. He said, I'll throw it up to make sure I get 2 at the free throw line. He wound up getting 2 on the basket. Cipini can't hit the shot, but he draws the contact. The foul is on Simon Fialo. Jason Cipini at the free throw line. We saw Jason at Classical, John, do as good a job as he can do with Calvin Johnson, and Calvin still was in the 20s.
Yeah, absolutely. But Jason's done it all year long, John. Just one of my favorite players to watch. I love to see the kids that just go out there and bust their hump and play good, solid D. That is good defense right there.
Fialo in the middle.
Oh, walk, yeah.
Yeah, get caught for steps.
Yeah.
Man, nice move. And it did kind of look too good to be true. He wound up between 2 players and wound up all by himself.
Yeah, those super moves are usually travels.
Juan Roca, and you see they're going to double up as soon as you see Nicio has got him, but Marcos is looking for him too if he gets loose.
That's a foul,
Jason gets loose, draws the contact, a nice little double clutch to make sure you get the foul.
Sure, he got the Classical player off the floor and then just went up through him.
I want to mention the 2 officials, Paul Campbell and Jackie Squires.
Yeah.
Who actually took your place when you went to Florida. We were at Boston Garden the first time.
Is that right? I never knew who.
He was
who
the color
sat
man.
in for
He was
me
the
that
color
night.
man
Was
at
he?
UMass Boston, and when the first time Salem went in that Duxbury game, which was one of the best basketball games you're ever going to see.
Yeah, you have to rub that in all the time about me not making the game.
Yeah, but you didn't mind. You were in Florida.
That's right. I was teeing it up. Only one thing I'd prefer to do than watch high school basketball, and that's play golf.
Cipini's got 4 for 4 from the free throw line, and English is within 2, 12-10. English straight man to man. Rocker. Marcos.
Oh, nice pass.
Nice pass.
Oh, boy, he got killed that time, John.
Wow. Ooh. Simon was looking for contact. Escalera in the paint. The fall away. No good. Escalera fighting for the rebound. Gets it. Fakes. Can't hit the shot. Escalera again. Blocked by Eaton.
3-on-1. Oh, from behind. Wow.
They call the foul on Rocker reaching in, but what a job Cipini did from behind.
Great job from behind.
Jackie Squires. Paul Campbell, of course, used to referee in the NBA. But for Jack Squires, we always have to mention there's been no additions to the family.
They haven't?
Well, yeah, it usually was every time we did a TV with Jack refereeing, there was an addition to the family. But there's still John, Ryan, and Lindsay. So we wanted to say hi to them. And the last but not least, Debbie. And Debbie, again, he gave them to me in that order, and that's the way we did it. Simon Fialo got great inside position. It won't go. He'll go to the free throw line. And that's just not concentrating. John, they let Simon Fialo get that excellent position inside from the missed free throw. 12-10, the Rams on top. Simon Fialo trying to add to it.
Go, Simon, another one.
So 2 free throws. A 4-point ball. It's 14-10. You see Rocky gets swallowed up again. Simi dumps it inside.
Oh.
Another block by
Nice
Eden.
block there. He blocked that on the way up, John.
That's right. He's got a couple of more years. What's he going to be like?
He's going to be a player.
Get rid of it.
Ooh, not there.
Almost picked off by Simi. Big
What?
block by Walter White. Out of
Wow.
bounds. Off Marcos. And they're letting him play.
Yeah, no question there. That looked like a non-call in Lynn Park League, John.
Rocca for 3. Too strong. Fialo down court. Knocked away. Out of bounds by Rocca.
Give it.
And we're watching, for the folks at home, if you watch Rocca bring the ball up, you're seeing Nisio covering him, but you're watching number 10, Marcos Echeverria, looking to pick him up and double team him almost immediately, trying to take him out of the game, and they've done it so far.
Yeah, so far Rocker hasn't had this, long-range bomb opportunities.
Calvin double clutches Kane at the shot, gets his own rebound, loses it. Eaton with it. The foul is going to be against Simi Anderson. So the strategy right now, John, is to take away the three-point shot by letting Nisio play up on him. And if he beats Nisio, he's running right into Marcos, so he can't drive to the basket either.
You're on the foul line.
Now we get our first 2 substitutions. It'll be Stephen Powell, 21, and Eric Lane, number 12, for Klaska, replacing both Echeverrias.
Simon, come on, Simon. Take it out, CJ.
They'll do it again as English knocked it out of bounds.
Take it out, Calvin. Never mind. Set the pitch, Steven.
Out deep to Eric Lane. Calvin in the corner. Fakes the 3, goes baseline, throws it up, no good. Walter White with the big rebound. The outlet to Rocca. Rocca gets swallowed up. Pass over everybody right to Simon Fialo.
Yeah, I think he was thinking somebody was going to the basket. Nobody went. The only thing that went to the basket was the ball and Simon Fialo.
Eric Lane from outside. Throws it up, no good. Rocca with a nice rebound. Rocca throws it up. It won't count. A non-shooting foul.
Got 30, Calvin Johnson.
1, 2, green.
No?
It's on Eric Lane. Jesus with the basketball underneath to Walter White. Can't get the shot, but Eaton's going to pick up the foul.
Yeah, just can't let him have that low position because once he gets the ball in, there's nothing you can do but hit him.
Walter White. It's a young basketball team. Of course, both teams young. We got Eaton is back. Calvin Johnson is back. Marcos, I think, is back. For English, Walter White on the foul line is back. Juan Rocca is back. Jesus Escalera is back. So a lot of talent. As we see Brett Wigfall, outstanding all-conference football player. And all-scholastic, I should say, too.
And the few times I've seen him play basketball, John, he's a real fine athlete.
Yeah, he does a nice job.
He goes in, works hard, gets the rebounds.
Well, he's one of those role players, John, where he'll get a few rebounds. If he gets a few points, that's like gravy. All he want to do is play some defense and rebound.
You see, he worked real hard on that rebound, John.
This is Stephen Powell, and Simi Anderson picks him up in the backcourt. Eric Lane goes to the basket, throws it up, no good. Wigfall with the rebound, it's going to count. In the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and we said it many times. That's usually through a lot of work.
Oh, absolutely. And we saw the Echeverrias go out. Powell and Lane are now filling the job of covering Quam Rocker, double teaming him. And for English, we got Mario Carrero coming in for Jason Cipini.
Get aside.
And of course,
No, stay back.
what you'd like if you're Coach John is for Quam Rocker to pick up the fact he's being double teamed. That means somebody is open, and make sure that you get the ball to the open man if you can. Walter White rebounds the missed free throw.
And again, you find the open man by coming down the floor under control with your head up.
And they double teamed him immediately.
Right, and you know, you just can't take the ball down the sideline when you know the double team trap is going to come.
Carrero to Escalera. There's that fall away, John.
Yeah, and again, that time he got the ball in the paint about 6 feet from the basket. Took a dribble and a step away from the basket before he went up with the ball.
Yeah, the shot wound up almost 12 feet away from the basket.
Yeah.
Weak fall.
As
Intimidated a little bit by Escalera. The
no
touchdown
question.
pass.
Oh, great
Simon
play by
Fiallo. Good job. Sort of like a safety in football. Got back nicely and picked that off.
Special.
This is Powell.
Special.
Right now it's Powell, Lane,
Get out.
Wigfall, Calvin Johnson, and Fiallo in there now. And we get a foul against English. And they isolate Calvin. He goes to the basket. It's awful hard to stop him from getting the shot off, John.
He can dish. Someone back on defense. Someone back on D.
and that's 2 on Simi Anderson, John.
Stay out, Steven. Stay out.
Calvin Johnson at the free throw line. Calvin just had, as you saw on TV3, he went over 1,000 points. Did it at home. And we managed to get it on TV3. They present him with a nice plaque in the ball. Calvin misses them both. Rocker quickly out of the pack. Block. Steve Powell is going to get called for the foul.
Yeah, he gave him a little shove on the way by. Simon Fiallo took the brunt of the foul, but it was after the first one was made.
Simon was looking for the offensive foul. He didn't realize that they called it on Powell from behind.
See, there's the double in the corner. Got to get it out of there.
Calvin trying to get loose. He threw it in. He's got those acrobatic shots. We've seen those before.
But
it's not going to count.
They're waving off the hoop, and they're going to call it on the floor.
That's on Powell. We'll be 1-on-1, so Simi will be at the free throw line. But we've seen Simi do that throw over the heads, behind the backs. He's done it a couple of times with those wacko shots.
He's got them all.
He must be great playing donkey against.
I'd feel like a donkey playing against him. You know.
Simi can't hit the first.
Oh, nice job that time. Just couldn't control it.
Calvin, nice drive. Again, he double clutches and lays it in.
There's another young man that's got all kinds of moves to the basket.
Yeah, that's one of the youngsters we said is back again next year, so that's going to cause some coaches some problems. And you see it right away, they're going to double team Quam.
Yeah, but
On the run, he throws it in.
on the run and just fully contested, and he still knocked it down.
That's his first basket. If he's going to work like that, it could be a long night for Quam Rocker.
A little bit of
There's
pushing
a
over
foul
here.
right there.
Yeah.
Rocker and Lane were in a pushing match, and Lane got caught.
And I think he got the second one that time, but that's the way it happens.
And of course, it's an offensive foul, but since it was not the player with the ball, it was away from the basketball, it's 1-on-1. That's why he's at the free throw line on an offensive foul. So Quam looking to make 4 points in a row if he can make both free throws. Too strong.
See, and you could tell his NBA heritage on that call, John. Offensive off the ball. You don't hear that in high school.
Really?
Because of course in high school it's just a player control foul if the player has the ball.
Let's run something.
Powell lets it fly. Too strong. Calvin with the rebound. Throws it up. No good. Rebound by Simi. And Walter White was wide open. They didn't see him.
Oh, nice pass. Oh, looked like he got pushed from behind.
It certainly did. He wound up way under the basket. Calvin for 3. It's good. (21-12). The difference is 9, and Calvin Johnson has 9. Shot, no good. Simon Fialo, 3-on-1. To Calvin. Lays it in.
And the tough part of that play was the catch. You know, Calvin made a nice catch of that pass. He was in tight to Simon, and Simon threw it a little high and hard, and he still handled the pass.
Mike McManus enters into the game for Jesus Escalera as English takes a timeout, and English, Glasgow's taken Quam Rocker right out of the basketball game, and English hasn't found somebody else to hit some shots to ease that defensive structure of Glasgow.
Yeah, Glasgow's just playing a real good double-type defense on Rocker and just not allowing him to get into the offensive flow of the game. English is fighting on the offensive glass, but they're not able to, put it back up and in, and that's usually what can happen when you start doubling outside shooter. You'll get a few more opportunities in the paint, but they're just not making the shots in the paint.
You look at Escalera, and what they're doing is double up on Rocker, and you're liable to say to yourself, well, that puts Escalera one-on-one inside. But Lewis Eaton, the youngster, is doing an excellent job inside. He's got 3 or 4 blocks, a lot of rebounds. He's playing really well, and he's forced a couple times. He's forced Escalera to back away after he blocked a couple of his shots.
Yeah, he's played well, and Brett Wigfall, in the few minutes he's been in there now, he's played well. And Fialo always plays well.
This is Rocker.
There's the double.
And they're making sure he doesn't get in the game.
Oh, boy.
Carrero picks up the foul on Wigfall.
Okay.
And we're watching, they've got 2 guards looking out, but they've also got whoever's on that side, that time was Calvin Johnson,
Yeah, just
come up and double if he gets loose and take Rocker out of the basketball.
Yeah, and that strategy's paying off for Coach Grasser right now.
It certainly is, because they haven't had anybody else to pick up the slack as yet. Carrero misses. Cipini made 4 in a row. He sat down. English hasn't made a free throw since. Carrero finally breaks that streak. He's got 1.
Oh, I need a player down this end. Yeah. Glasgow got a little forgetful there. Forgot they had to have somebody on this end of the floor to receive the inbounds pass. Ooh.
They lost it. Touchdown pass to Rocker. Left-handed, no good. Fialo with the rebound. He might have heard footsteps, Sean.
He just probably thought he was going to get fouled, John, and he was waiting for the contact, and it never came.
The pass looking for Wigfall, threw it behind him a little bit.
Yeah, Wigfall had already rolled to the basket. And again, a good rebounder, that's what they're going to do, John.
Yep. Yeah, he went to get rebound, looking, thinking Marcos was going to throw it up.
And Marcos did the right thing and laid it on the wing, but he was already gone.
Carrero throws up the 3, no good. Calvin Johnson with the rebound. Again, it's 3-on-1. The reverse. Michel can't make it. Rocker drives, throws it up. He's shot. Jesus Escalera with the rebound.
Hit the backboard with the ball in the basket.
And Rocker is really not being patient, and they've got him talking to himself. I think he's missed the few shots he's been able to take. He's missed.
Got to travel? No.
They're going to call a foul on McManus.
1-1, Simon. 1-1.
Lewis Eaton will be back replacing Brett Wigfall. So Glasgow's back to the starting lineup. Both Echeverrias, Fialo, Johnson, and Eaton. English has Mario Carrero, Mike McManus, Quam Rocker, Jesus Escalera, and Simi Anderson. And now it's Jason Cipini coming back for Carrero. And they're giving English that jump shot from the wing, John. If Rocker gives the ball up a little quicker, somebody's going to be wide open for a jump shot. If they start making those, that'll ease the pressure up on Rocker.
Yeah, but they have to, as you say, start making them. You know, I mean, English at this point with 4:51 to go has only scored 15 points here in the first half, John.
They only have 5 baskets.
Yeah.
All right.
They got to find some
Turn
offense.
around, Lewis. Pick up the ball, Lewis. Pick up the ball, Lewis.
This is Chapini, and right away Rocker gives it up, and he showed Severia right in his face.
That's a good play. That was designed well.
And there's the double team, and Rocker throws it up.
That was
for
designed
2.
well, and Chapini set the pick and got him free, and he made the shot.
And that's what we talk about when we talk about Jason. People say, well, he's not always scoring, but he does so many little things on the floor that people don't see.
Little things. Just get beat up physically every time he plays because he's just always there.
Rocker throws it in for 2.
And one thing Coach Grasser doesn't want to see is young Mr. Rocker get heated up.
No, all of a sudden he's got 4 in a row, and the lead is down to 6.
Yeah.
English crawling back in it. Fiala with the fake goes by.
Oh, great steal.
That's a great play by Quan Rocker. Nice block by Eaton. Johnson with the rebound.
Yeah, gonna call a
Chapini with
foul.
the hip check.
Yeah.
Calvin will be at the free throw line. Calvin with 11.
English, Calvin.
He'll be at the free throw line. And if you're wondering who the third voice in the booth is, it's Ken Turner, who is sitting right next to us.
Great commentary tonight by
He's really
Kenny.
doing outstanding. So you can probably hear him better than you can hear us. The JV coach, assistant coach at Glasgow.
Come back, Green.
Escalera rebounds the missed free throw.
Hold your ground, Isho. That's it. Don't get now.
Rocker.
That's a reach, yeah.
Yeah, Nishio's going to get
Good
called.
call.
And Kenny Turner heard us talking about him. He's reached over and said, and by the way, he's the father of Walter White, who is playing for Lynn English. And when Walter had blocked the shot there and he thought Walter fouled, he said, it was a foul even though it was my son. He was yelling to the referee. So I don't know if we've ever had that before.
No, but I know how competitive Mr. Kenny Turner is, and he's absolutely right. He doesn't care who it is. They're wearing a different shirt than green. You aren't on my team.
Yeah, he doesn't care if it's mother, father, sister, brother.
It doesn't matter.
26-20, he can get him back within 5 if he can make this one, and he'll also give him 6 straight points. Misses the free throw. Lewis Eaton.
Yeah, nice job.
And Lewis is another player you don't hear much of. He doesn't get his in the record books point-wise, but he just goes out and gets 4 or 5 blocks, 6 or 8 rebounds. It might throw in 4 or 6 points. And as Marcos threw it, it went off.
Good call.
English. Jackie Squires giving Paul Campbell some help from behind. Fiala the fouls.
Oh, called travel.
We thought it was going to be reaching foul against Chapini.
Chapini was already putting his head down, ready to sulk, and it was going the other way.
His hand.
Yeah.
Simon can call for steps. And now it's Rocker against Echeverria.
Right at the top of the key, it's
And
got to come.
Chapini
It's gotta
is wide
come to
open.
the top.
Simi can't throw it in. Chapini gets the rebound.
Oh.
Picked off by Marcos. Can't hit the shot. McManus knocks it away. Eaton gets it in the lane. Bodies all over the place as Fiala lays it in.
There was some heavy-duty banging going on there. Whoa!
And we got some banging going on here. Offensive foul against Rocker.
Hey, you want to keep score or you want to leave? Offensive foul on 30. Who was left out on him?
Wow,
Paul Campbell taking charge.
Calvin, take the point. Single stack reverse. Simon, single stack reverse. Lewis on the side. Alicio.
Coach Bennett actually told him it was a terrible call. I wonder why.
Rocker almost with another big play. Eaton gets it. The foul
yeah.
against Escalera.
All right, Lawrence.
28-20. Eaton's got a chance to get it back up to double figures. We'll have Chris Posca making his first trip into the lineup.
That was third on Quam, wasn't it?
That's Quam Rocker coming out.
Third on Quam, wasn't it? Okay, Quam Rock.
It's 3 fouls on Rocker.
That's foul. That's a foul.
Ball was on 4-5. Sign in.
Well,
Paul Campbell having some problems at the scoring table. And
well, it's too bad how things escalate. John.
frustration
Yeah.
settles in, and we're having problems. And it's got nothing to do with the basketball game, so we won't comment on what's going on behind. We'll just worry about whether Lewis Eaton makes his free throws or not. Eaton with the violation, Glasgow. And Lewis Eaton threw that one, almost set off the sprinkler system, but it went in. But it won't count, so he's got one shot left. So he makes one. He makes one. He actually made both, but the lane violation takes away the first one.
I never realized scoring a game was such a tough job, as it is duty here.
It certainly is.
But you really have to be either a scorer or a fan, one way or the other.
That's for sure. Calvin Johnson for 3. No good. Knocked out of bounds by Classical.
Yeah. And there's a lot of banging going on. I think the officials are going to have to start calling it pretty tight, or we might have a little problem.
2:16 left, a 9-point advantage. And John, of course, what happens too is everybody knows each other so well
Yeah.
that this is a very important game for both teams.
Oh, yeah, because they're going to play against each other for a long time.
Marcos Tenicio.
All right. Play defense. All right.
And English wants a timeout.
All right.
31-20 with 1:54 left, and they don't want to see it get away from them, I suppose. 11 points. They had it down to as few as 5, and then Classical got their running game going, and they got to push it right back up to 11.
Yeah, right back up to 11, but there's, a minute 54 to go. They have the ball, and, there's still some time to chip away at it before the half ends.
Of course,
The big thing they don't want to see happen is see Classical put a 6 or an 8-point burst on here with 2 minutes to go, and all of a sudden the game's in a real tough position.
Of course, they had it down to 5, and they had Rocker in the game, and he had just started to heat up a little bit. He had scored 5 straight points, and then he picked up his 3rd foul, and they had to get him out. Since then, English has struggled a little bit with the offense, and off their missed shots, Classical's been able to run and pick up some easy baskets. The last one coming from Marcos Tenicio Echeverria. And with Quam out of the game, Chris Posca will walk it up, and they go straight man-to-man now. They don't worry about doubling anybody up here. Inside to Escalera. The shot no good. The foul will be, I believe, on Eaton.
And a minute and a half ago, John, that wouldn't have been a foul. Okay, but it is now. He touched him, it's a foul. And I think that's what you're going to see from these two guys.
Eaton has got 3 fouls, so that'll hurt. Escalera gets the bounce. He has 7. And the lead is 10. They can get under double digits. It'll be back to 9 if he can bring this one home. Can't hit the shot. Fiala with the rebound. So 1:35 left to play in the first half. Classical with a 10-point advantage. Nicio, the fall away, no good. Fiala with the big rebound, throws it up, no good. Looks for his own rebound, tapped around. Posca gets hit. It's against Nicio, I believe, and Posca will go to the free throw line. This is a break for English, Sean. They're able to maybe knock 2 off the lead without the clock running at all.
Yeah, they need to make some free throws here, John.
they missed a
they've
few.
been missing quite a few.
So Chris Posca, we mentioned before, Chris's family is a hockey family. as Chris, but Chris is a good basketball player. His brother was, one was a goaltender at Holy Cross, the other was, Melanson was sorry to see him go. He was a great goal scorer for English. He would have been
Nice
with
rebound.
the English team this year. He went to, I'm not sure, Mount Herman, I think, prep school. And everybody kind of winced when Chris went to basketball. Marcos misses the shot. Escalera with the rebound.
About a minute left.
English with a chance to cut into that 9-point lead. Calvin Johnson loses it. Shimmy gets it back. Throws it up, no good. Another one of those behind the back, over the head, between the leg moves. Eric Lane picks up the foul. Simi makes the first. It's down to 8. He can cut it to 7. Simi makes both. So it's down to 7. And well, English would love to come up with one good defensive stand here and get a basket and cut it to 5 going at halftime. They have to feel pretty good about themselves.
Absolutely.
Three-guy lead. Don't get a turnover, please. Double watch, stand open.
Calvin lets it fly. No good. Escalera with the rebound.
Plenty of time. 35 seconds to go.
Jason Ciappini will bring it up. English with a chance.
And I'm sure they set it up, take some time off the clock. Love to go in at halftime with 5 down, John.
They're going to look inside, I think. Waska caught up a try. He tried to dish it off, and he wound up
Just
laying
tried
it
to-
against Wigfall.
Well, he just tried to do too much with the ball all by himself, John. But to his benefit, nobody on English seemed to be moving to help him either.
Of course, he had a clear entry pass into Escalera.
Right, but
and
then
Escalera's got a bit of a mismatch now. Calvin can't hit it, but he's going to go on the free throw line.
And there's 4 seconds left.
And that hurts.
Yeah.
Because now you had the 7. If you hold the ball for the last shot, the worst you can be is 7 down. And this is a pet peeve of Dennis Skeetis that we talk a lot. He's a great advocate of holding it. And you either go down 7 or down 5, and you don't have to worry about the other team scoring.
Yeah, there's different philosophies in the game, but, I certainly could understand holding for 1 that time. Coach Bennett wanted him to hold for it. I certainly agree with that in that case.
Yes, I do too. Oh, Calvin puts 2 up. It's 9. And it really got... Simi lets it fly. One line, but short. So Classical, it fluctuates back and forth. English made a couple of runs, but Classical has it up to 9 at halftime, 33-24. We'll be back with the second half.
All across Massachusetts, small towns and big cities are going to celebrate 500 years of discovery with everything from parades to potluck suppers. There'll be concerts and crafts fairs, lectures and art exhibits, and a whole lot more. Join your neighbors as they celebrate discovery. Find out what's happening in your area now through October. Call 1-800-772-1992. Celebrate Massachusetts. Celebrate discovery.
We're back at English High School. John Hoffer along with John Henry as we start the second half. Classical will have the basketball. They lead 33-24, and it was just each time English made a run, John, Classical just put a little bigger run together and kept that lead right around 9. It did get as high as 11, though. Calvin Johnson for 3.
Oh, it just went to 12.
Well, he's the leading scorer in the first half. He had 14. That gives him 17.
Yeah, and Lynn English has to be real careful here early in the second half because if Classical puts any run on at all, it could be a long second half.
Nice job by Jason Chapini. Can't hit the shot. Lewis. Eaton got way up. Lost it, but Fialo gets it back. This is Marcos to Fialo. Takes the straightaway jump shot. It's good. He's got double figures. He's got 10. In the first half for English, it was Escalera and Quam Rocker with 7 apiece. The leading scorer. Johnson almost took it away. Chapini gets it back. Can't hit the shot. Tipped around. Escalera tips it out of bounds off Classical.
Simon, play defense and shut up!
We mentioned Lewis Eaton, John. He had 5 points, but he also had about 5 or 6 rebounds and 3 or 4 blocks.
Good job, good job!
And there's that double team. Chapini in and out for 3. Marcos with it, 3 on 2. Nice play. What a nice play.
Found the right wing that time, John.
Was able to hang in the air and that look away fake. And English wants a timeout.
Yeah, I would too. That's a quick 7-0 run here in the first, minute and a half of the second half.
Yeah, all of a sudden it goes from 9 to 16, and what a nice play by Marcos given to Nishio, brother Nishio, and they did that in one of the games last week at the buzzer. I believe it was either Marblehead or Damaris, and they won the game at the buzzer with a pass from Marcos to Nishio in the layup, and they do it again here to cap off that 7-0 run so far. And English quickly wants to talk about it. In the first half, Simeonson had 4, Chapini had 4. We mentioned Rocker and Escalera with 7 apiece. For Classical, Fialo had 8. It's Nishio and Marcos both had 2. Wigfall had 2. Eaton had 5. And Calvin was the leading scorer at halftime with 14.
Hey, Simon, you and Lewis talk on the picks now. Lewis is not
For English,
there.
it's their starting lineup. Chapini, Rocker, Simeonson, Walter White, and Escalera, as Rocker fires it up, and that might be frustration. The pass ahead to Nishio.
And one.
Nishio lays it in. He's going to go to the free throw line. A 9-0 run. Nishio's got 4 of them. And he can pick up another one, and that the 3-point shot by Rocker is looks like if I can see any daylight, I'm loose. I'm going to throw it up.
Well, he must be frustrated at this point, but you start falling behind, you start pressing even more and more, and that's how you get blown out of ball games, Johnny.
He sure had 2 at halftime. He's got 7 now. He's got 5 here in the second half early.
How about 3 seconds?
English has got to find a way to score a basket. That's something they didn't want to see.
Nishio with the loose basketball. Marcos gets loose. Can't lay it in. Kelvin has it blocked. Eaton gets it back. Loose on the floor. We're finally going to have a jump ball. But good hustle by both teams.
Both teams, absolutely.
No, it's still a triangle.
Rocker.
Help, Calvin.
Again, Rocker gets swallowed up.
Good job, good job.
Swallowed up again. He fires it up. It's not going to count. Squires blocks his head. The foul will be against Calvin Johnson, and John, this triangle and 2 defense that Classical is running against Quam Rocker has really worked well. And just as I said, Rocker throws it in.
Yeah, but a tough shot, John, along the baseline, falling out of bounds. You're right. The defense that Coach Grasser has had him play almost the entire game has, worked very well for him.
Step called against Lewis Eaton.
Take it off, guys. Lewis, one hand fake, right up.
Mario Carrero is in the game. Walter White goes to the bench. Quam Rocker. Nishio doing an excellent job of defense. And there's that double team. Rocker gets loose and throws it up. Doesn't hit anything.
Yeah, but that type of basketball makes the rest of your teammates stand around.
This is Chapini.
Go!
Lets it fly for 3. Too strong. Jimmy Anderson right there to lay it back up and in.
Sound in! Jump first, no box out. Keep one!
Marcos gets away from Simi. Drives the lane.
What you want me to do then?
Just pay attention for a change.
That's a real fine job.
He's got 12.
Would you just... would you-
No, get the other way.
45-28. A 17-point lead as Carrero throws up the 3 and hits it.
Gently, am I reaching?
Yeah, but it went right through the bottom of the net.
Yeah, that's for sure.
English needs about 4 or 5 of those.
Inside to Fialo.
Oh, nice block
by
there.
Rocker. Micio gets it back and throws it in. Micio came out with guns blazing here in the second half. He's got 7 in the second half, 9 overall. Rocker lets it fly. Hits nothing.
You can see Escalera's frustrated. He just throws his arms up in the air. You know, why even get down and try and get position, John? You're just not going to get the ball.
And if you're being double teamed, if they'd be a little patient, they're going to get the open shot.
Yeah.
Like Klasko's doing right here. Fialo lays it in. A marked contrast in the offenses. Klasko moving the ball well, getting a good shot. English settling for the first shot to present itself.
Yeah, but it feeds on itself. When you're taking all kinds of shots like that.
Nice save by Eaton. Right back to Carrero. He throws it in.
Yeah, and that's offense by accident. Here we go. It's a breakaway down this end. Basket.
That's Marcos getting the basket. Carrero almost threw it in. Fighting for his own rebound. Along the floor, Fialo gets it, still loose. Now it's Marcos in control.
Oh, nice move.
What a nice play.
That is a nice move. Gave him the fake one way, took the quick step the other way, and he was long gone.
Well, the Echeverias have got 11 points in the second half. Rucker loses it.
Oh, tripped it.
Gets it back.
I didn't see it.
Fialo, Tenicio, his jump shot, in and out.
Oh.
Eaton can't hit the shot, but he's going to get fouled. And Klasko has just really taken over the game, John,
Yeah, they really have.
at both ends.
And you know that. Yeah,
And they haven't tried to, take advantage of that at all.
Come on, Lewis, you got 2, make 'em.
And if nothing else, if that double team is there, if you extend foul line extended, the 2 other guys, Simi and Chapini, should have open season throwing up shots from the wings. That should be wide open against a triangle and 2. But they're not even looking for it. Lewis comes up short on his first one.
And you know, you could understand, not being able to react to it if it's just thrown at him, for a minute and then taken off, gone to a man or go to a 2-3 or a 2-1-2 or whatever. But Klasko's pretty much stayed with that defense. And look at this, a rebound on the foul shot. Another rebound.
Eaton throws it in. And we saw Fialo do that before. He got inside again.
Yeah.
And it almost looked like he set up inside. Rucker to Chapini. Cross court to Carrero.
It's right there. Sorry, he
And
moved out of
Escalera
there.
had the shot.
Yeah.
And there's Rucker with the long bomb. It's good for 3.
Yeah. And he's a good shooter, John. There's no question about it. But that time he got the ball. He wasn't under intense pressure. And it's a good shot.
Powell came with the shot. Carrero with the rebound. Blocked. Rucker gets it back.
Right at the
Chapini
top. Whoa.
looking for Carrero. Threw it high and wide over his head. Walter White will take Jesus Escalera out.
Okay. Hey, Steven, double stack.
Simon side.
Kevin, one side.
Stephen Powell with the basketball. Now we get steps. Powell was looking to make a pass out, and then he took a couple of steps when a defensive player cut between him and the man he was going to pass the ball to. So Calvin Johnson picks up Guam Rucker almost. He does pick him up immediately.
That's a strong side you're giving him, Calvin. That's a strong side you're giving him.
Chapini loses it.
Right there.
Lewis Eaton with the outlet to Powell.
And that time White was wide open the top of the key, just never got him the ball.
Fialo throws it up, no good. Simi Anderson with the rebound.
Nice pass.
To Rocca, off the glass and in.
And it works. You know, he gave up the ball. You know, Simi gave up the ball on a nice spot. Rocca went up with it strong, and it's 2 points.
Yeah, great penetration by Simi and a beautiful drop-down pass. Made it easy. Calvin throws it up, no good. The foul will be against Rocca, and I believe that's 4.
And interesting, he leaves Rocca in with the 4, Coach Bennett does. Comes in with Posca to replace Chapini because he knows Rocca's probably going to foul out, and he wants Chapini to get a rest.
Calvin gets his 18th point. So Calvin makes 2. It's a 19-point advantage for the Rams. 57-38. Carrero gets loose. Big block. Eric Lane ahead of the pack all by himself, lays it in. They got a lot of racehorses out there, John.
Oh, he just flew down the floor, John.
Posca forced to throw it up. He's looking to pass. Calvin Johnson with the basketball. Fialo.
Nice pass.
Big block by Rocca. The foul is going to be against Rocca, and that's 5.
Yeah, he'll be gone. He lasted about, 28, 30 seconds after he got his 4.
Rocca will have to take a seat. He finishes with 14 points. And it will be Jesus Marquez in the ballgame. So it's Marquez, Carrero, Simi Anderson, Walter White, and Chris Posca in the ballgame for English. Fialo, Powell. Coming right into our lap.
Yeah,
That's
just a little close.
I remember the Classville game. Simi Anderson made an appearance on top of the table twice. I think he would have done it here if it was a stronger table. He would have tried it. Powell inside to Fialo. And see, right away, Classical recognized the advantage that Fialo had inside. They cleared out for him.
Yeah, got him the ball. He took it strong to the basket and got fouled.
So Simon will be at the free throw line. He's got a nice game going. He's got 14.
Yeah, solid.
Tuned to pre-foul. Marcos for 3. So both Echeverrias with 7 points apiece in the second half. Shot is missed. Fialo throws the touchdown. Marcos with the save.
Look at this.
It actually goes off Chris Posca's leg.
Great play.
How long have they been working on that play?
Okay. Come on, guys. Hey, Lewis.
Lewis Eaton is out. Sanchez is in. Powell for 3. Off the glass, no good. Posca with the rebound. 6:31 left. Carrero, score it, and he'll go to the free throw line. He's got 7 in the second half.
Is there anybody from Classical that doesn't have 7 in the second half, John?
68.
Seems like they all do.
68-41, and
I mean, they've scored 35 points so far in the second half with 6:27 to go. They only scored 33 in the whole first half. They're just lighting it up here now.
They certainly are, and they're doing it defensively as well.
Oh yeah, just playing a solid ball game. They're a good ball club, and that's why they're 15-3, John.
No problem. No problem.
Fialo, they were looking to clear away, and English doubled them down low, and the pass went too far for Sanchez to get a hold of. Carrero, the high arcing shot is good for 3.
It's the second one of those that he hit.
He's got 11 in the second half. 12 overall. And we got a timeout. 6 minutes straight up to play. A 23-point advantage for the Rams, 68-45. And it's just once they get running and the turnovers and the fast breaks and the layups, they certainly turn over quality offense. Most of them coming from in the paint, their scores.
Yeah, they're just playing very well tonight, John. It's as good as I can remember them playing this year. They're just doing everything. They're playing great D. They're playing great down on the offensive end, and Lynn English just isn't playing well. So put all those 3 things together, and it, gives you a 23-point lead with 6 straight up to go in the ballgame.
Well, one thing I've seen also too is that credit the coaching staff, Tommy Grasser and Kenny Turner. They've really got them playing well as a unit. They're looking for each other, they're moving the ball, and they're getting the best shot available almost every time down the floor.
Well, with 6 minutes to go, Coach Bennett doesn't have one starter on the floor, John, and it's been like that now for about a minute and a half.
Marcos, the pass to Eric Lane. What a nice job.
Yeah, and Lane ran the floor, John. And that's what you like to see. You like to see the guy that runs the floor, let him get rewarded with the layup. He deserves it.
And, of course, all these kids can run the floor for Classical.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Chris Posca. Marquez can't hit the shot. Taps up his own rebound, no good. Sanchez gets the rebound.
And
Marcos.
there they come. Nice pass.
The lane again. Marcos getting the job done.
And that ball moved up the floor at about 1.
And, of course, and the pass was a bullet as well. McManus has it blocked by Powell. Picked off by Powell. Sanchez missed. Knocked out of bounds by Fialo. And it will be Simon Fialo coming out as Steve Fotopoulos makes his first appearance in the basketball game, and Simon Fialo gets a hand. He had 16.
No, Gary. Forget the deal. Teo.
On the floor. Blocked by Sanchez. The foul will be against Sanchez. And Jesus Marquez will be at the free throw line.
Malaya, forget the Teo. KO.
So it was good to see John Panagakis when I walked in. Was here, and
absolutely.
He had a Classical game down, I believe it was down in Gloucester. He had a bit of a problem and was a little on the weather, but it's good to see him come back. And he played. He's taking another Classical game, and he doesn't miss many. And told me he was feeling good, and I'm really thankful for that. I'm glad John's doing well.
Wow.
I'm sure all his friends are happy he's doing well too.
For sure.
Sanchez comes out with the loose basketball. This is Marcos. Fotopoulos for a long 3. It's good!
Oh, boy. When it's going right, John.
He didn't waste any time, John. It's the first time he touched the ball.
That basket got more of a reaction from the Classical crowd than anything all night long.
He just stepped back and let it flow. McManus is going to pick up the foul against Brett Wigfall. .408 left, 77-45. .32 points, John. This is English. This may be a record at Lynn English.
At 32 points, and
They don't lose many here.
I mean, Classical's got the only starter they've got out there is Marcos.
McManus can't hit it. We got a lane violation. Marcos stepped in. And it will be McManus getting another shot. McManus takes advantage and gets the foul shot. Marcos looking inside to Sanchez, has it knocked away. This is Marquez.
Oh, nice
Ahead to
pass
Carrero. Carrero lays it in.
Nice pass that time.
He's got 13 points, all 14 overall, but 13 points in the second half for Carrero. And he was really the only offense that English had in the second half.
Wide
Fotopoulos for three, no good. They got what they wanted.
Well, wide open.
Carrero blocked by Powell. Weak ball ahead to Marcos. Lays it in. It started from the defense. Wickball with a nice down-court pass.
I tell you, it's like watching a ping pong game. The ball's going back and forth that quickly.
The shot up, no good. Tipped around. This is Walter White in the middle. Powell's going to get called for the foul. So Walter White will be at the free throw line. Now Kenny Turner next to us can root for Walter to make these.
No, not even now.
He's so far ahead. Yeah, see, I
Oh,
told
he
you,
is.
Root.
What a guy.
That's Walter's first point. Kenny can now root. With the game 30-point lead, he can root for him to make these free throws. Of course, anybody across the court watching him root might think something's wrong.
Wow,
Sitting
watching
on the
Kenny,
classical bench, yeah.
watching Kenny on the bench, you always think something's wrong, John.
Powell lets it fly. It's good for three. It's funny, John. Marco Sanseverino just came over the bench prior to that when Walter was shooting his free throws and said, Steve Powell doesn't have any points. And they set up their play for Steve to shoot. Big block by Sanchez. And they set up Powell and bang, he's on the scoreboard. So the kids are thinking out there as well.
I tell you,
That's nice of Marcos.
This is the type of game, though, for the Lynn English guys that, boy, you got to. This is what you think about when you work and you practice all summer long and you do all the things. This is the type of game that gives you that boot in the ass to make you work a little harder, to be a little better, and you know, hopefully they'll take advantage of that. Come back next year and be even stronger.
Weak ball. If that went, I think we all would have gone home, John.
Nice pass.
Carrero to Marquez. He picks up the contact. He'll be at the free throw line.
2 minutes and 8 seconds to go. 82-52.
And it's when we think that in the first half, English had the lead down to 5, and then they had the ball. Then they had it down to 7, had the ball, and Classical ran off the last 4 points and made it 9.
Yeah, but the tempo of the game was, English, even though they weren't scoring a lot of points offensively, the tempo of the game wasn't as such as it has been here in the second half, John. Just flying up and down the floor. I mean, Classical has scored 51 points so far in the second half of this ball game.
Unbelievable.
Let him press for three. Let him press for three. Let him press for three. Yeah, Brett, pick the three, Brett.
Britt lets it fly. Sanchez lays it in. That gives everybody on the court for Glasgow a basket. Everybody is in the scoring column.
Walter, get him. Hit it.
Pluska fakes, goes to the free throw line, throws it up, no good. Marquez with the rebound. Into Walter White. Walter White throws it up and in.
Whoops.
84-55. Marcos can't hit the shot. Pluska loses it, gets it back, throws it down court to Walter White. The reverse
nice play.
is good. One minute straight up to play in the basketball game. 84-57. Marcos for three, no good. Tipped up and in by Brett Wigfall. The three is good by Carrero. Wigfall actually hung on the rim while the ball was off the glass, and then he tipped it up and in.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Powell throws up the 3 off the glass, no good. Carrero loses it to Powell. Behind the back against Posca. The underhand layup, no good. Wigfall with the rebound. Wigfall lays it in.
14 seconds left, John.
Sanchez gets loose. He'll go to the free throw line. 5 ticks left on the clock. 88-60.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, did you ever feel like you got hit by a major league truck?
55 points in the second half.
Wow.
Kind of tells the story. Sanchez can't hit the first. Wigfall lays it in. Carrero lets it fly. It won't count. 90-60 is the final score. A 30-point win. And they were rooting harder for the kids, the subs on the floor, than the starters. The subs were rooting for the starters.
Yeah. But, not much you can say about it, John. Just, absolute total domination by Lynn Classical tonight. They just showed who was the better team. It didn't matter what building they were going to play in, and they just took it to Lynn English.
It was just a case of the second half. Everybody came out in the second half and just did an outstanding job. You look at Marcos and Inicio had 7 apiece in the early going in the second half, when Classical just blew it open. It was 9 at halftime. English actually had the ball down 7 with a chance to cut it to 5 and get back in it. Classical went a little run and got it back up to 9 at halftime. And then it was just everybody got in the act in the second half. Exclamation point, Wigfall's tip and hanging on the rim at the same time. That kind of accentuated the kind of night it was in the second half for English.
No question. It's just everything went Classical's way tonight, and when that happens, there's usually a reason that happens, and there was tonight. Classical's a better team, and they just every facet of the ball game they beat Lynn English tonight.
Well, English had a mediocre, not mediocre. They had an average, or a little better than average second half. If you go back to periods, they would have had 2 18-point periods, which is not bad for 8-minute periods in high school.
It was the style of game, John.
Behind further and had to force a little bit more, and it really took them. It was all the other game, and Classical was able to play free and easy and just blew them away. For English, Quam Roca had 14. Mario Carrero was the high scorer with 16. And then Escalera, who had 7 in the first half, got none. I don't even know if he took a shot in the second half.
I don't think he got his hands on the ball, John, which is just a darn shame.
It certainly is. Simon Fiallo had 16. Inicio did an excellent job defensively, and he got those early points in the second half. He wound up with 9. Even Steve Fotopoulos came in, touched the ball once, and threw up a 3 and hit it.
Yeah.
But Calvin Johnson got 21. Lewis Eaton did a fine job. He got 7, but he did a whole lot of things under the basket. You look at Brett Wigfall had 8. Marcos had 11 and must have had 10 or 12 assists besides. And Eric Lane come in and had 10 all in the second half. A 57-point second half for Classical, and they just blow English away. Classical goes to 16-3. English finished the season at 509-9. Classical will have 1 more game left, and then on to the tournament. English will now start practicing, getting ready for the tournament, and we'll probably have a couple of their games, and it looks like Classical might get a home game, so we might be able to do a game at Lynn Classical. So again, the final score, total domination by Lynn Classical, 90-60. We hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more sports on TV3 Sports Sunday. For us here at English, from John Henry, myself, John Hoffman, good night from English High School.